in. Welcome to business meeting, August 18th, 2020. We are just cranking through the year at this point. And you know how we like to start it off. So tell me something good. Who has something good to share this morning? Don't be shy. Where's Vicky? You always got me my first one.
I'm ready.
All right, tell me something good.
I had 2 listings last week. 2 listings last week that I listed last week that are already under contract, and 1 the week before that is under contract. So
Awesome.
I'm focusing on listings because what we focus on expand, and I see it happening, and I am so excited.
You know what's funny too, guys? I'm gonna brag a little bit on Vicky. The beginning of the year came in, and we had some coaching sessions. Her, Adam, and I. We were looking at the PC role and things like that. And one of the things was, like Vicky said, I want to focus on listings. Yesterday afternoon, I was pulling some numbers for our upcoming ALC meeting today, and guess who is number one in our company for listings taken and listings volume? Vicky Wadsworth. So when you look at it and what you focus on expands, right? And coaching and accountability, right? Because every time you see Adam, what does he ask you? How's your business?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
That's going to create that habit and behavior. So who else has something good to share? Tell me.
Oh, y'all got something good going on. I know you do. And it's good. No matter what it is, it's good. So let's share. Let's motivate each other.
Hey, it's Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
Well, I had 2 exciting things. I had 2 closings on Friday.
Woo!
And I am very grateful for the ahas.
Yes. 3 closed. Well, there was actually 3 units. So it was 2 sides, and then she had an additional buy. So she had the listing, she captured the buyer, and then that seller needed to buy. So that's why listings are very important, right, Kathy?
That's right. I need more. I got to get out there and get more.
That's right. I love it. All right.
And
go ahead.
I just want to share this with you all. When people see signs out in a yard, that's a lot of what I'm seeing that causes you to get both sides, because when they call the name and the number, they say, I'm not working with anybody. I'll just work with you. I say, you do know that I'm representing the seller. And they say, yeah, that's fine. So when people see your signs, that's normally who they're going to call.
Exactly. It gives someone a reason to make your phone ring. That's very important. All right. If nobody else has anything else, I'm grateful for each one of you guys, and that is something good for me. We have a couple of guests this morning. Our first one is our wonderful Cutco rep, Seth. Seth, are you ready to share with us this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Yeah, sorry about being a little late. The email got sent to my spam folder.
That's all right. We got you now.
All right, so how's everybody doing today? Doing good?
We're great.
Awesome.
Doing good. Mm-hmm.
Great. So before I begin, I just want to acknowledge everyone for being here and leveling up your business. I really appreciate your time and attention as I share what we have with you today. So guys, go ahead and feel free to unmute yourselves when I ask questions. I do like to interact with the group as much as possible. So guys, I'm here today to talk to you about making sure your clients stay your clients forever, and that you stay top of mind with every client that you work with. Now, the reason I say that is because if your clients can't remember you, they can't use you again or refer your business. And the last time I checked, the name of the game was repeat business and referrals, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I know that every good realtor here knows at the end of each transaction, it's the beginning of a lifetime relationship with that client. And at the end of each transaction, we also have the opportunity to brand ourselves, which usually goes by the wayside. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about your closing gifts. Now, I know that most of you like to give your clients a little something to say thanks. So what's like one or two things you guys like to give?
I do wreaths.
Wreaths?
Mhm.
That's cool. And I know a lot of people that also do like gift cards, gift baskets, bottle of wine, dinner night out, a plant, a puppy, whatever, right? Now, I'm not here to say people don't like what you give them. People love all gifts. Who doesn't like a gift, right? It's free. However, when you think about it, what happens to most of these gifts? Like, where are they 36 months to 48 months from now?
Mm. Put aside.
They're either put aside, and in fact, 90% of gifts that are given are consumed. So your client, they get it, they like it, but then they eat it, drink it, spend it, it's gone. And then the other 10% of gifts, sure, they might have a long shelf life, like a vase or a painting, a clock, a doormat, door knocker, or whatever. They all just kind of sit there collecting dust, not really getting used, or they end up in the garage, which isn't great for your ROI. So here's the solution. We're going to brand you forever with Cutco. Now, I'm just curious, if you've ever purchased Cutco, have given Cutco as a gift, what I want you to do is in the chat box, type in how long you've had it and what you like best about it. So for me, I've had my Cutco for about 10 years, and I love that it just stays sharp for a really long time. Now, if you're not familiar with Cutco, we're like the Rolls Royce, the Bentleys. We're most comparable to Snap-on tools of kitchen knives and accessories. It has a forever guarantee. Yeah, super sharp. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It has a forever guarantee, super high quality, American made. We've actually been featured on the Food Network and the Discovery Channel as being the world's sharpest, and even Retroray endorses us. So guys, what we do is we take our product and we engrave it with your logo, name, and number. Now, this does several things for you. This does several things for your business, and I'll share that with you here in a second. But just really quick, according to NAR, which room in the house gets used the most?
Which what get used the most?
Which room in the house gets used the most?
Oh, the kitchen and the bathroom.
Yeah, it's the kitchen. I did have someone else tell me the bathroom last week, and I guess it really just depends what was made in the kitchen. But yeah, it's the kitchen, and that's because what we found is that this is where people are hanging out, they're entertaining, they're cooking, and your gifts are out being seen and being used. So people will see like the red handled knives, and they're like, "Hey, where'd you get this red knife?" Or, "Hey, where'd you get this ivory knife?" "Oh yeah, I got it from Seth, our realtor. He helped us buy blah blah blah." So it helps us spark a conversation about you and your services with their friends and family. So, because to be honest with you guys, most people are not talking about their realtor on Tuesday at dinner. So this helps to spark that conversation. So let's say like 5, 6 months later, friends and family come back. They're like, "Hey, who was your realtor again?" "Oh yeah, it was Seth." "Okay, great, because we're actually in the market or we're looking to sell our house." And then boom, you got that referral because that conversation was sparked. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Great. Now, here's another real quick question for you guys. According to the IRS, how much can you legally deduct for your gifts?
$50.
About $50 if you do for a couple, but if you're doing it for one person, then it's 25. So, yeah. And what we learned is that typically realtors are spending anywhere between $100 to $300 on average per gift, and then they just try and write it all off and hope they don't get audited, which just isn't the best game plan. Now, the great thing is that because our gifts are engraved with your logo, name, and number, they now fall under your advertising and promotional costs rather than your gifting costs. So now you get the full tax write-off, and if you're ever audited, you're fully covered under IRS guidelines. And then obviously, guys, because we're all in business, we all want to be successful, right? Now, to be successful, you have to make sure that you have systems in place to do so. So what we also do is we set up a system in place where with just one meeting with me and one phone call a year, all your gifts are taken care of. What we typically do is we get you a year's supply of gifts, and then we just bill you over the next 6 to 12 months, no interest. We ship everything to you at once, so you have it on hand and it's ready to go. So this keeps it super easy on your cash flow and even easier on you because now you don't even have to think about it. Now, as far as pricing goes, our gifts do range anywhere between $75 up to $250, which is what most realtors are spending anyway. And then we do have like our nice luxury block sets for when you sell the really nice houses. Now, last thing as I wrap up, guys, I just want to let everyone know that I really do appreciate you guys for having me on the call. What I'm going to do now is really important. So I'm going to post my cell number in the chat box. So let me go ahead and I'm posting my number in the chat box. So if you're interested or want more information or want more info on pricing, go ahead and send me a text with your name, your email, and how many closings you have coming up in the next 45 days. For instance, you'd be in Seth Hodgberg at rockmail.com, 5 closings. Now, whether you have 5, 10, 15, or 0, doesn't matter. Just go ahead and text that to me.
Could you post your number again, please?
Yes, ma'am. So it's in the chat. Yeah, it's in the chat box. It's a 954 number. It's 954-740-9173.
Thank you.
Just text me your name, email, and how many closings you have coming up. Now, last thing, for those of you that are interested and want to know more about pricing and gifts, since you guys really love having me on your meetings, I want to make sure I add on a special just for you guys, because I like rewarding people for taking action now on things they know they want to be doing in their business anyway. So since we have a pretty solid group here, so the first 3 people who text me, not only are you going to get bulk discounts for life, you're also going to get a supercharged discount on your engraving with your order today. And I'm also going to buy you $100 worth of Cutco with your order today as well. So if you know you want to be one of those first 3 people, make sure to text me a star emoji with your name, number, and or with your name, email, and number of closings. I am going to follow up with everyone after the meeting. We'll take like 5-10 minutes to get everyone situated, answer any questions at that time. Other than that, I really appreciate your time, guys. Thank you so much for having me, Katie. And I hope everyone has a fantastic day.
Thank you, Seth.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, because Cutco is awesome and we always want the best for our clients. It's a great way to brand ourselves. So thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank
All
you.
right, guys. I see that our second special guest is already on the call earlier than expected. So awesome. The one and only Mike Moulder. And today he's going to be talking about wealth building with 10 streams of income. It's a conversation that we've been in on a leadership level with my group. I told many of you guys that we were on a contest in our region. Mike was one of our leaders in our group. And so we've had, what was it, Mike, daily calls? And now we're doing weekly calls. So we've gotten to know each other pretty well over the past year, maybe, Mike?
It's been a couple of years, actually. Yeah. Really good the last year.
Yeah.
Understanding each other's family and our businesses. Yes.
Yeah. And so part of the conversation we were having just as team leaders in the region is like wealth building for our family. And so I asked Mike, I said, you know, our market center is doing Think Bigger. Would you open this conversation up to my market center? Because I think you guys could really benefit from this conversation. So Mike, if you'll just lead the way here, sir.
Well, first of all, thank you. I just saw this and I'm actually laughing at myself. I do not wear that shirt, so don't think I wear it every day, but I'm actually wearing the same shirt. And I am a t-shirt guy, and it's ironic because I probably have not worn this shirt this year. And I'm not kidding when I say that. That's an old picture, and I'm laughing from family reunion, looking at that going, oh my God, what is the coincidence that I wore the same shirt? So first of all, thank y'all so much for having me. When Katie asked me to do this, I'm like, absolutely, I'm all in. So I've been in real estate for 16 years, and this is an open dialogue forum. So I want any question you have, feel free to ask, put in the chat, and Katie, if you'll just let me know. I will say this to Seth, I love Cutco. So I had done Cutco for many years. I used to, when I first got in the business, I would buy a Home Depot card for $100, give it to them at closing, boom, they were gone. Then when I got in with Anthony Mercer and some other people at Cutco, and another thing too, if you have young kids, it's an excellent opportunity for sales to understand sales, because to do Cutco is a tough gig, right? but you're branding yourself. So there was something I brought this morning as well, and I'll let y'all know what that means. What Moulder Inc. INK, not INC. So incorporated, it's ink in the deal. And what does that mean? So I've had the privilege to talk with some of y'all in the past. So again, I want to say thank you. First of all, listen, what is wealth? What does wealth mean to you? It means different things to people. Like some people think, you know, I want fancy cars, material things, you know, houses on the beach. But I want to talk about that today and ask y'all some questions, because see, here's what I do know with building wealth. It's more than that. Some of us have aging parents, but we have to take care of. Some of us have college. Some of us have kids that we've got to, you know, make sure they're good. So I wrote down, I took some notes, so apologize, I'm a little back and forth to the wealth is funding a lifestyle. And so when she asked me about 10 incomes, it's funding a lifestyle that you want to fund. That's your home, your clothes. Y'all know the expensive clothes. I go back in time when I was 18 and my parents used to buy me Z-Cab Reaches. I don't know y'all's ages around here, but that y'all laugh at that. Some of you might go, oh my God, I remember how much my mom used to pay for those things. So they cost money. Your vacation right now, y'all been locked up with COVID. You're doing a lot of Zooms, and I know you want to get away just to sit on a beach somewhere isolated. What does that cost, right? And I'm going to ask you to think bigger that. Not only that, are you taking your parents because they've been stuck in their houses, or your family members, and taking them and renting this beach house and just sitting on the beach and really enjoying life? So that's that's why when I would start talking about building wealth. Your kids, again, college, your parents, your cars, whatever it may be, it's a lifestyle, right? Wealth is the lifestyle. And then I'm going to go to the other segment of building wealth is your tithing. So yeah, I'm jumping in. How much you giving back to your church? How much you giving to charities? How much you giving away? Who are you helping? See, we know when you help enough get what they want, you'll get what you want. But who are we making a huge impact on? So you'll hear me. So it's not about building wealth for me is building the material. It's really about, my daughter's a 21-year brain tumor survivor. So I get life in a big way. I just say I celebrated. It's not the right word to use, but my dad died 20 years ago on the 13th. And that's a tough day for me. But I look back at my legacy and that he left for his family. And that's what I want to do is build wealth. So when she asked me to do this, I'm going to go through 10 streams and I'm going to have that conversation wrapped around it. Because if I know everybody on here, I think you're all KW agents. First of all, you made the right choice. And this is not a sales call around KW at all for me. And Kay didn't know what I was really going to talk about. But you are in a company where a gentleman runs a company that thinks about you. He's not about selling this company. So matter of fact, just give y'all a little thing. I'm in Gary's top 200. He's got $1 billion in real estate. I mean, the guy spits money. He could sell this company and never generate work. He gets up every day and is actually taking market centers back to make them better for you, not for leadership, not for his pocket. He is a realtor through and through, and he is going to combat these disruptors that are coming in to take you out of the equation. That's incredible in itself. So your opportunity of where you're at now to train and grow and run businesses. So the first thing I'm going to say to you is your first income is your real estate practice. I'm hoping that all of you have an unbelievable CPA. Unbelievable. Like you want to go buy the gym, but you just don't want to go in it. A CPA that teaches you the fundamentals of running a business. I'm hoping a lot of you, when you go to buy a car, you actually have an LLC filed, and however you do as an S Corp, but your car is 6,000 pounds and you're writing that off. See, he just told you with Cutco, you're going to write $25, right? But if you put it in another way, you can write the whole thing off. So I don't know exactly how, I'm not CPA, but I'm just telling you, running your business like a business. So a lot of you, I see this, will get a check for, say, it's a $250,000 closing, 3%, that's $7,500. Then you take that check and you pay the bills with it. You got to pay Uncle Sam first. He gets his portion of that. Then you pay your cap if you're not cap. And then you need to pay yourself, right? So running your business like a business, not just selling homes. Homes just is what we have to sell. It's like Cutco is knives or whatever they have. Is running your business like a business. So that's my first challenge to you. So she said 10 streams of income, right? So some of you might go, okay, well, what does that look like? Well, there's number 2. So for me, it's being a TL. Team leader and leadership. I've been the TL for 12 years. I absolutely get up every morning and just cannot wait to get on the phone or Zoom with you guys, or with anybody that want to participate and sell real estate. So 1 is being a TL, and here's 2. 2 is the gift that some of you, if you understand it, great. If you don't get, it's the greatest gift. And can anybody in here tell me the greatest gift in real estate in KW?
Profit share.
Katie, you are sorry, you are muted and not allowed to answer any of these questions, because she is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not telling people, and quit saying recruiting, that is, you're not recruiting. You're giving somebody an opportunity. So I'm just going to share this with you, and I'm going to be very transparent, so please take no offense to that. Ladies and gentlemen, in the 16 years I've been in this business, my profit share is $230,000. Let me repeat that. $250,000 in my profit share. You know how many I recruited as a team leader? Almost. All that came from when I was an agent for 3 years in the business. The first 3 years in the business, I crushed it. And people ask me, what are you doing? I go, well, you got to go talk to my team leader. I'm just doing my thing, but here's the education, the training, the mentoring, that I have. You need to go see this. Go meet my team leader. And that's all I would say. And I'd keep doing what I'm doing, because I had to sell real estate at a high level. When I told you my daughter's a 21-year brain tumor survivor, ladies and gentlemen, when I left the Atlanta Journal-Constitution newspaper industry 16 years ago, my insurance was $2,500 a month. I'll repeat that, $2,500 a month. I wasn't building wealth. I was surviving to make sure that I could dictate where my daughter went and saw doctors, and she had lots of them. Just tell you that my daughter's thriving. Just graduated from the University of Georgia last year, by the way. Yeah. That makes me smile and cry at the same time. So the reason I say that is profit share has given me these opportunities to do great things, to put my kids through college. Without that, I'm now saving, because my parents are elderly. They're getting up there in age. And I want to make sure that, I'm not saying hospitals don't love your parents, but they don't love them like you do. And I want to make sure my parents are going where they want to go. So that's a mission of mine. It's a goal of mine. So I'm going to challenge y'all, if you don't know profit share, talk to Katie more about it, because it is the greatest gift. And I think, the way I think is, who we don't tell is a shame on us, because we're not letting them know the good stuff. It's truly an incredible thing. For married couples, I would tell you, husband and wife, you should both have your license. It's a no-brainer. I figured this out right away. My wife she worked in the therapy with my daughter. I said, you need to get your license. I said, the way this thing works is I'm going to run everything through you and our LLC, and we will profit share 50% off that. And we're one cap. You can't beat that. I mean, that's just phenomenal, right? So that's something to look at. Talk more with Katie, but profit share is, and there's zero investment, ladies and gentlemen. This is no Kool-Aid pyramid scheme, and I've done a lot of those. I love MLMs, by the way. I'm not afraid to say that. Amway was a great fun for me back in the day. What I am saying is, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. So build your profit share. That is number 2. For me, I'm just going to talk about me. 3, I have a stake in Keller Williams and a market center. It's not the one that I'm a team leader in, but I launched. That market center cost me a lot of money. I have maybe made $30,000. It's not been the most profitable market center. So think about that. I had an investment, I had a risk, and it maybe made $30,000 to the good. So when a lot of you go, well, I'd love to own KW. I'm not taking away from that, but profit share is a stakeholder. So that's 3. 4, a holding company. I look at agents who have left the business, or agents who want to stay in the business, keep it active, but just do referral based, they jump into the holding company. So I ask yourself, what are other businesses that you want to be in? I have M2 Investments. What is that? That is my flip and hold business. So KW is an empire, and my challenge to each of you is to build an empire inside of KW. That's what Gary's giving you, is great opportunities. So for you who do not have a rental property on here, why? I can share numbers because I'm a very, very, very transparent. And Susan, I'm looking at you over there as well as an MCA. I will tell you about my MCA as well. If you remind me about this in wealth building, because I have conversations wrapped around her to help her think bigger than just collecting a paycheck as an MCA from wealth building. So I just saw you on the side. So who on here owns a rental property? There you go. Vicki, I'm going to go to you first. Is that okay?
Uh-huh.
Do you manage it yourself?
Yes, I own it. It's one of my former homes.
Oh, beautiful. So you have one rental property?
Two.
Two. So I'm going to give you a little bit of advice today. This probably it's going to be the worth you being on this call with me. So Gene Rivers, some of you might know who that is. Just incredible human being. And I just had a call with him last week. And he said, Mike, everybody, this is where wealth is being made in America. So when I said the M2 Investments is my other company, buying and holding real estate. So on you said two properties, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So when the refrigerator goes out, do they call you?
Yes.
I'm going to give you a tip right now that's going to change your life. And I'm not kidding you, and there's no cost to this. I'm going to challenge you this. Go get a home warranty on both those properties. A big one, whatever it costs. You can actually add that on to the rent or charge them when the next time they're up for rent, right? Because we can increase rents, right? So there's not going to be cost to you. You tell your tenant, listen, don't call me. When the refrigerator breaks, you're going to call this home warranty company. When the air conditioner goes out, you're going to call. Do not call me. I love you, but don't call me. Because at midnight, I'm going to be asleep. But you're going to call the home warranty, and they're going to charge you $75. And when you get that, they're going to fix it. They're the experts. When you send your rent check in, deduct $75 with the receipt. You no longer, Ms. Vicki, will ever get another call. He has 32 properties that he manages all across different states, and he puts it on every one of them. Here's the other thing I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. Washer and dryers. I'd add this to the rent. $50, you can go buy a nice washer and dryer. I'm not fixing them, but just, use washer and dryers. Add that $50 to the rent, you make $600 in the year. $50 a month for the rent. You've given them washer and dryers because you ask them before they move in. They said, yes, I need that. And that's $600 a year. You paid $50 for them. That's $550 cash flow to you. Is that not another business? Also, you're no longer going to the broken refrigerator that I gave you. You're going to put a home warranty on there. You can charge it to your rent when they move, the next person moves in. Does that just change your world right there, honestly?
Yes.
And then when it's $75, I have it on my own personal house. Everybody should have a home warranty on their house. Just make you feel better. And so now they're never calling you. They're calling the home warranty. They'll go out, they have to pay $75. You're going to take it off the rent for them. But what did that do for your life? It just changed your life.
Wow.
So I had two properties. I have just recently sold both of them and made a lot of money. One of them was bringing me about $800 a month, but it was a situation where the people wanted to buy. I knew them very well, and I sold, but it made me a lot of money. So I'm going to challenge y'all to get rental properties. If you want to make real money in America, that is it. One a year. So as you're closing each month, how much are we saving? Because see, rental properties, there's the let me go back to my notes. I got this for you. There's two sides of when you're doing rentals. And I apologize. There's the acquisition phase of rentals, and there's the payoff phase, right? And we're paying them off, and then we're debt free. And that's the American dream, is when you 60, 55, you got a cash flow coming in that's meeting your lifestyle. That's why we talk about building wealth in 10 businesses. So, Vicki, I'm so proud of you. I'm going to challenge you to get you another one and do what we talked about and make sure it's cash flowing good. I like $200 a month cash flow. And I really don't care about price range. If it's 500 or it's 100, as long as it's cash flowing, right? And we're doing it. I'm a lake guy, so I buy mine around the lake because I know the increase in value on the lakes. So that's why I do that.
Well,
all right.
And Mike too, it's not the price point, it's the positive cash flow.
That is correct. That is correct.
The rent, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, so Gary wrote us 2 great books, and I talk about KW, and again, I don't get endorsements. This. Look at any other company. Who's CEO or owners writing books like this? The MRA book, you read that book, it'll change your life. But the Blue Book, right? The Millionaire Real Estate Investor, read that book. Have it beside you. I mean, the models and systems are right there. Let's see here. So MT Invest, I'm going to another state. So you guys have had a great opportunity to blow your business up there in Alabama. So some of you might have family in Florida. Some of you might have family in Georgia. With Zoom, can you not get your license, especially like Florida, reciprocal state? I know it is for us. I'm not exactly sure how the laws are there. But can you get your license in another state and take listings? Yeah, you can. Do it Zoom. No one knows where you're at. Y'all didn't even know where I was at. I could have told you I was in Alabama, right? And then you can have a runner, put a sign in the yard. You're branding Miss Vicki. You're branding yourself. It's your brand. That's what's awesome of an empire inside of KW. The reason I say that is I'm going to take over my parents' real estate company in Florida in the Panhandle called Florida Dreams Properties, powered by Keller Williams. That will be something I'll be doing in the near future. My son will be taking that over. The next one is MTM Enterprises. Katie's going to laugh at this one. A lot of you might. I like Facebook, and I like buying and selling in Marketplace, and I do that. So you can go on my Marketplace. You'll see a lot of things that I buy and sell. So that's MTM Enterprises. My son does shoes. He's a big shoe guy. So we do the little investing in there. And then my last one that is not launched yet will be for the 10th income will be Moulder Construction. And that's going to be land purchase, building, spec homes, and custom homes. That's future. So it's 10 business of building wealth. A lot of eggs in one basket, right? We look at the real estate world, what could happen? That's why I'm building it and building it fast. Questions, thoughts? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to, I said, don't look rich. Don't drive up in your Lambo in the front of the market center and go, here, I've done this. Or your G-Wagon or whatever. Y'all can tell I like cars. I want you to be rich. Give it away. You ever pulled up to a QT and looked at someone's car and said, hey, you trust me? Or you're in a Bold, said, you trust me? This person don't know you at all. And you went and put 4 tires on that car. Have you? Ask yourself. That's being rich, helping others get what they want.
Hey, Mike, will you walk them through the exercise we're doing in our group about looking at the life you want to find and then your streams of income?
Help me with that. Help me. Let's dialogue together.
Well, what we're doing in our group is we're talking through weekly our wealth and what are your current streams of income versus what is your goal to fund your big life? What do you want to happen? What's your big thing?
Yeah, so here's something I want to say. Saving alone will not build wealth. You need to increase your revenue as well. So I'm going to read this to you real quick, and so that y'all have this written behind me. I've had it about 15 years, and I don't have it memorized. It's just not that guy can do that. But it says written goals have a way of transforming wishes into wants, can'ts into cans, dreams into plans, and plans into reality. Don't just think it, ink it. And that is why Moulder Inc. was created. That is the hub of all my businesses. Now, I'm not afraid to go and open. A buddy of mine just did a trash can business where he goes and cleans trash cans. It's this chemical. I mean, a lot of you, you throw away the chicken that got stuck in the refrigerator for a couple of days. It's old. You throw it in the garbage and it smells awful. Well, he opened a business that goes and comes and cleans all these trash cans. Boom. Landscape business. Can you do that? Yeah, absolutely. Partner with people. What I'm challenging you with is find businesses that can bring you, somewhere $500,000 a month. That at the end of the year, say it's $12,000, $1,000 a month. What would that do for you? So I gave you different segments of mine, whether it be being a TL, whether it be my profit share, whether it be an owner, whether it be, I didn't say this. I missed one. I'm sorry about that. Moulder and Associates. That's my wife's real estate team. It's not too bad. She's done almost 10 million already this year. She's not too bad. She'll do about 20 million this year. Yeah, through COVID, she's really just poured right into her people. She's written more handwritten notes than ever before. And that's all she does is care calls. People know she cares. So that's another thing I challenge you with. Build your business, build your brand. That's why I think the timing came like, I have a sponsor here. The timing was perfect. Cutco does build your brand. You're just not out there saying, here's your $100 Home Depot, and they go and buy them a new lawnmower. Brand you. It's about you. Social media, brand yourself. I challenge everybody on this in these crazy worlds we live in. Be careful with that. Make this about you and your business and building a big business. You're building wealth for you and your family. That's what this is about. It's not about KW, ain't about Katie, ain't about Mike Moulder. It's about you and your family and building wealth opportunities so that you can do. So what Katie and I are talking about, I'll just share with you a little story about myself real quick. And if you have time, I do appreciate y'all's time. I grew up single family home. My mom and dad divorced when I was 4. I love my dad to death. But it was me and my mom against the world. Corporate America, she didn't make much money. She's a GED, non-college educated, most incredible person in the world. My mom in 97 left Atlanta, moved to Destin. She had remarried, and they moved down there to start a new life. Both quit their jobs at Bell South. Got into real estate. The rest is history. My mom is an influencer like no other person in this world. Her first year in business, she did $20 million. My mom's 74, still rocking and rolling. She has a sphere of influence that's unbelievable. My mom built a house in a place called Kelly Plantation in Destin, Florida. If y'all know where that is, Midway Bridge. I am actually going to buy my mom's house that she built. She sold it probably 10 years ago to get out of the traffic, and Destin has become just so busy, and they wanted to live on the water. So they moved across the water, and they look at Destin. It was their dream. And I am going to buy the house that my mom worked her tail off, that worked 3 jobs, support me. I was a spoiled kid. There wasn't nothing I wanted. My mom for 3 jobs, the car, I had better TVs than most kids probably had money, right? It's my mom just, she poured into me like none other before. My goal is to buy her house. And I've told Katie that. She sold the house. I'm just going to be very transparent with everybody on here for $970. It sold 10 years ago for $625. It's probably gonna be about $750 to buy that house. That is a dream of mine, a goal, and I've asked Katie and the rest of the group to hold me accountable to that goal. So what does that take? That takes income. That takes me getting up every day and making a difference in someone else's life. That, Katie, I don't know if that's hitting what you want to talk about, but you gotta have your own personal goal. My kids are my why. I told you my daughter's a 21-year brain tumor survivor. You can look me up on Facebook. I'm Michael Moulder. My son's on there. He's a junior. He was born on my 30th birthday. He's fixing to turn 19 as I turn 49. And he is coming into real estate. He failed the real estate exam last week. I drove to out in Macon, and he failed it. And I go, son, it's the best thing could have ever happened to you. And he's upset. And I'm like, son, your daddy failed it. Your dad failed the broker's exam. Your dad failed the broker class. I've done all right. Failure is okay. All of you, I challenge you to watch the Michael Jordan series. It's the greatest series ever on TV. Don't watch that other junk out there. It is an incredible opportunity to tell you a drive to make a difference and to be hungry. And so, Katie, that's the 10. That's the wealth building opportunity that's out there. I am going to challenge y'all with profit share. She didn't know I was going to say this. and I'm going to challenge you on buying a rental property. Drive around. You're going to see this, unfortunately, in our economy. It's going to get worse. I'm not an economist. I just read and I watch these businesses that I'm going out, and it's a spiral thing. And I went through '08 as a realtor. And yeah, so I'm telling you, put your cash away. I'm telling you the same thing. Start businesses that cash flow for you, and residential real estate is where I like it. You say, would you buy a quadplex? I like single family homes. That's just what I like. So I'm going to challenge each of you to buy one this year. Save your pennies and buy one. You're going to see them coming available, unfortunately. With the unemployment numbers, there are different things that can be factors, and help others.
For sure.
So can I go back to Susan real quick? Because I'm seeing you playing with your necklace right there. So Susan, here's what I've told to my MCA. My MCA is in the Hall of Fame. She's been with me 11 years. I said, here's what I want to do. I want to make you a lot of money, not just being an MCA, but let me tell you this. She's a real estate agent. I had her get her license. And I said, I want you to make $50,000 a year in referrals. So Susan, how many people you know moving and selling around you? Aha. Susan, how many people you tell about getting into real estate?
A lot.
Do you have a real estate license?
I do not.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
So here's the challenge. I'm going to challenge you. So I have $100,000 producing MCA. I'm just going to tell you that because A is I got her in profit share and I helped build her profit share. B is I tell her about referrals, so she'll sit her database. So how cool is that? So Vicki, have you got a referral from Miss Susan? Probably not. But what Miss Susan, if you were sending out, see, that's wealth building. People just don't think like that. You just think you're getting your paycheck and you do. I want you to think bigger. When you go to Destin with your family, $10,000 house to rent, to take everybody, the spouses, the kids. That's the way, that's building huge wealth. So everybody, so I would challenge you to get your real estate license. Absolutely. And then you can profit share. And then you can give referrals. So you have a new agent come in and they need help. Susan, your girlfriend's moving. Say, oh, here you go. Here's a referral. Oh, where are you from, Susan? You from Alabama? Born and raised?
Yes.
Okay. All your family in Alabama?
Yes.
Well, here's the crazy thing about real estate. Vicki, is all your family there? Or do you have anybody anywhere else?
Here in Connecticut and Texas.
Okay, Texas, Connecticut. Have you sent referrals for family members that are moving yet?
Well, no.
Because you're not thinking big enough. Your family are moving. They're buying houses. You should let every one of them know that if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, and let me tell you about investing to my family. See, if you want to do good for your family, have an investment seminar on Zoom. Guys, y'all can do so many things now that we couldn't do before or we didn't think about via Zoom. And tell your whole family, have them on there and say, hey, Katie, I need to borrow the Zoom account for a little while. Have your family in there and say, look, anybody looking to buy or sell or invest, Mike had talked to me about building wealth. I want to talk to you about building wealth so you buy a house. Oh, they buy the house through you or someone you refer to them. Then you make a 25% referral in Connecticut or Texas.
Nobody is that I know of is moving right now, but I have spoke with a cousin of mine that is in real estate school as we speak.
Well, Vicki, I can promise you this. Someone in your circle is looking to move. You just don't know it.
Okay.
I promise you. They're all doing it with these interest rates. Everybody's looking to either be at the beach, to be on the lake, change their school district, whatever it may be. They want to change their surroundings. So I would just call them. Do the care call. Remember, this was a wealth building. You thought it was about 10 sources. It was just making you think differently. Because I got Susan over there pondering now. She's like, ooh, wow. I can make an extra 25, 50,000 in referrals and help the people that I love the most, and that's your agents, because they're the ones paying the bills for us in the leadership stand. So I love you, Vicki. I want you to rock and roll, and I want you to make a lot of referrals. But yet also, Vicki, I want you to tell agents you're working with, say, look, you want an opportunity to change your life? Come meet with my team leader at here in Alabama. It'll change your life. That's our goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're making an extra 25, 50,000, that's wealth building. That's another stream of income. I have it plastered on my door that's been there forever. My wife never thought about selling real estate. She is an SC, ladies and gentlemen. She has no I and not much D in her life. She's a rocking and rolling. She understands how to help others. I have a foundation called Mallory's Hope. Yes, it is to help children who are diagnosed with brain tumors and the family, because I've been there, done that, and got that T-shirt. And it was a tough time. And I'm proud to say I just celebrated 25 years of marriage. So yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, Mike. And guys, like the point he's saying is thinking about it, right? We grow into the conversations around us. So we start having these conversations about thinking bigger and the streams of income. And a lot of our agents are dual career. But when you look at it like not just I have a job and I have a real estate license, but that's an additional stream of income, you're working to get income from it, right? Because you're thinking about it in a different way. And building the transition path. And there's so many opportunities out here. I sent Mike last night something I saw on Instagram.
Yeah, their income and how it's going up. Yeah, Jeff Bezos #1.
U.S. wealthiest billionaires. This is from Forbes. Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, Larry Ellison, Steve Ballmer, and Elon Musk. Do you know how much their wealth has increased during the pandemic? It's crazy. But that's because when we're all sitting here worried about X, Y, and Z, they're capturing the opportunity and capitalizing on it. Why aren't we doing that? Right?
Yeah. So I'm the weird guy. Like I don't watch news. I don't watch any of that stuff because all those they're all making money, right? That's what they do. Like I want to be out driving around looking at homes. I want to look at homes and maybe it's an investment for my family. Absolutely. And I think, Katie, y'all are supposed to be done at 10 and it's like 10:50. So for y'all that stayed on here, I thank you. I hope you will friend me on Facebook. If you've sent me a friend request, I haven't, just send me another one, please. I am here. I'm a resource. Like I said, I've been in this business 16 years. I absolutely love real estate. And I love the dual career. Y'all, that's an incredible opportunity. It's another strength. So there's your 3 incomes right there. Because I'm a dual career, but my wife sells the real estate. Then I'm a team leader and profit share. That's 3 right there.
Have you thought about it like that though?
Yeah. So how are you building?
You guys have thought about it like that?
Yeah. Well, I got Susan thinking over there. Susan's like, wait a minute, I never thought like this. I just got a paycheck being MCA and paying everybody else their check. And Susan, you know, and I know that you paid out $25,000, $30,000 in a check. Someone sells $1 million house and you're like, oh, yeah, I know what you're thinking. Well, then why are you not executing on that? Why are you not getting your license? Send referrals and just make it a career, another path of income for you and your family. And what would that do for you? And then if you do that and then you do profit share, what would that do for you? It'd change your life, wouldn't it? And then you take that profit share and you buy an investment property. I'm going to share this with you because y'all stayed on here and I just love y'all. I sold those 2 properties. This is not bragging. It's just telling the truth for $500,000. I'm a guy that grew up as poor as you can get. And when I say poor, and I'm not poor, I was rich as can be, but I grew up in apartment life. So living in houses was not I can tell you where I lived, what happened to me at those times. And my mom's the greatest person in the world. But I grew up in apartments all my life. When talking about bugs they didn't pay rent, but they lived with us. It's okay though. My mom's my hero. So my challenge to y'all is, you know, and my dad, I lost my dad, told y'all 20 years ago. He was incredible. So don't think I had an absentee dad. I lived with my mom and I saw him every other weekend. But it made me better. So like I told my son failing the test, it made you better. You don't fail, we learn. So I'm going to say this from everybody here, this day forward, go build wealth for you and your family. Build an empire inside of KW. There's so much opportunity here that if you would just take it, you'll never leave this company. I promise you. You'll never think of anybody else out there because there's so much wealth opportunities. It's crazy. And I never would have thunk it. And to buy my mom's house is my one thing. And Katie's holding me to it because I want my mom to go back because this house has not been redone. And I want her to go back because that was her dream. She custom built this turkey and I want her to go back and redo it. And that's the legacy I want to leave for her. My mom is my hero.
I love that. Hey, Mike, one last thing. We were going to, before we wrap up today, we were going to talk about Mega Camp. Why should someone attend Mega Camp? We have really low registration right now.
Ladies, it's so simple. Okay, so let me just say this. I'm fixing to pay out $82,000 in profit share this month. Y'all, we never do that. I was number 5 in the region. We never do that. We're just a little, I'm the smallest territory in Georgia, matter of fact, give y'all that. I had 177 people in Bowl Pivot the first time when the pandemic happened. Number 4 in the, I think I was 4th or 5th in the whole country. This little old Chat North. I'm not saying, I'm not these big cities. I am 12-time bold. It changed my life. I'm not getting paid by KW to say that at all. I'm not a MAPS coach. I'm just I'm giving y'all a movie I want y'all to watch called Wildcats. Back in the day, I'm telling you my age. Goldie Hawn. The kids are running around they're running around the track. It's pouring down rain. They're muddy. The next scene, they're all clean again. So filmmakers make mistakes and just hope you don't catch them, but you catch them, right? So if you're watching Bowl Pivot, you see it differently every time, and it makes you think differently. Mega Camp is going to be this. It's the same thing. It's $100. Matter of fact, if you want to go, I guarantee you, I can find a vendor in your area to pay for you. But everybody should be in there. You got to sharpen your axe, right? Like if I gave you an axe and said, cut down these trees, and I want you to cut 10 a day, by Friday, that sucker's going to be dull. You ain't cutting 10 trees down. But the education is what sharpens. It's making you think differently. I just gave Vicky something different that might change her life with her rentals. Putting those home warranties could change your life. You're no longer ever going to one of your properties. And you don't have to have property management. Why? I want to control my money. I want the money flowing to me. I'm not paying anybody else, but the home warranties changed your life. Susan, I'm changing you as an MCA. You got to have goals. You want to be in the Hall of Fame. We're not doing this just for a job. For those of you who are doing 2 to 3 million, I'm going to challenge you to find help. Find somebody and pay them. Your business will jump from 3 million to 6 million, just like that, because the leverage. For you, those of you who are doing command and all that stuff, why? Pay somebody to do that so that you can go lead generate. Remember, we're not selling houses. We're selling people. You go infect more people, you'll make more money, adult money. And you are working for money. If I gave each of you $10 million, $20 million, $30 million on this call, I promise you, you would not be on this call, because I love y'all, but I would not be. I'd be selling boats down in Florida and just living the good life for 30 million, because I can invest it differently, right? So we're working for a purpose and a reason so that we can live the good life.
And you guys, if y'all have enjoyed, we've had a ton of guest speakers, Mike. I mean, you've come to us twice now, but we've had Cody Gibson. We had Sarah Reynolds. We've got Karina Loken next week. I mean, if you guys enjoy this environment, I'm just mimicking what they're doing at Mega Camp Family Reunion. So if you can pay $119, which is a write-off, by the way, and sit in your living room in your pajamas and learn from the greats and the best of the best, why are we not doing that, right?
So I'm going to put this on there. Here's my guarantee to you. Y'all really don't even know me, and I don't really know you, that if you sign up for Mega Camp and you do not get value and you play all in, that's all my only request, all in, and you don't get no value out of it, I'll pay you back. I will personally write you a check. So it's a no-lose guarantee. Because I know some of you will go to dinner tonight and spend $75. I'm not crazy. I know that. Right? I went to a nice steakhouse last night for a friend's anniversary. I know what that dinner looked like. It's just, first of all, Gary's going to pour into you. And that's just, that guy's just, he's there for you. He is not about leadership. He is not about these owners. He is about you, the realtor. His tombstone will say realtor. He could leave this industry right now and as a billionaire and never work another day in his life. And generation, but he's there for us to protect us from Zillow and all these other companies coming in to wants to pull our information and take us out of the equation. I hope you got great value out of today. I get so pumped up. Remember, listings, go get listings. That's how you win the game in the real estate game. Set goals, do a 411, challenge yourself. Can anybody on here, and Katie, you cannot answer this question. I need it. It's going to be within 5 seconds. How much money a month do you have to make to be a millionaire and make $1 million gross in 1 year? Okay. It's $83,000. It's 83.3. So let's just say 84,000. So we sell $2 million homes. What are we at? We're at 60. Are you thinking that way? Or are you thinking just to sell one house, get my deal done? Think bigger. I'm going to challenge you that. We put it up there. Think bigger. I never in my life thought like this. I'm just telling y'all, I didn't. I can tell you my story and you'd be blown away. Think bigger. Know that number. Know your numbers. I said it to Katie as well one time. Everybody needs to know that number. Because you're trying to get better. Because remember, it's about our parents. It's about our kids, college. And if you want the crazy stuff, profit share pays for it. My profit share pays for the stupid stuff I buy. Because that's all it is, passive income. I didn't earn it. I just gave somebody else another opportunity.
Anybody have any questions for Mike?
I just want to thank y'all for the opportunity and staying on this call, because I know I've talked a lot and I know y'all are busy schedules. Just know I'm a resource. Katie has my number, can give it to you. I have no problem talking with you. Anything you need, just let me know.
We so appreciate you, Mike. Katie, do you have something you're going to say?
Yeah, Mike, I just wanted to tell you that, like, that is brilliant about the Zooming for investments. We can do that for home buyers and sellers, and that's brilliant. And then the other brilliant thing is yes, Susan Sullivan, you just got to raise, honey, because you need to get your real. This girl knows some people.
I try to tell y'all that, and y'all need to be involved in like Kiwanis, Rotary Club. I don't care, civic groups. You give back, play in tournaments, do whatever. But yeah, it's about people buy houses. So your opportunity, I appreciate you saying that. Here's what you're going to see. So if you remember, the biggest concentration of builders were building houses with master on the main, right? Everybody's like 90s, 80s, or no, 90s, 2000 master on the main. You know what builders are going to be building now? Home offices. The living rooms might be going away, but home offices will probably be the big, and make them because people are going to be doing that. Now, here's what I do love. So I thought about the bricks and mortar of our office. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still a hug, touchy-feely people. I hope you are, that you want to hug each other, because I know my age is like, I can't wait to hug you. And we have not done one team meeting. It's awful. Like, my door stays shut, mask all the time. I cannot wait. So it told me that bricks and mortar still matter. It does. Am I using the resource? Yeah. I mean, I'm communicating with my mom. I couldn't talk to her for a while. I was very protective of her, so I put my family on Zoom calls. But yeah, your Connecticut and Texas, they need to know, Vic, what you're doing. Matter of fact, why don't you own property there so you can go visit them, right? And then you write it off. Because Vicki, when you leave your state, send the team leader in Austin an email. What you've done is shown intent in the IRS, and you write that off. See, I'm going to teach y'all. I'm telling you, I hired an accountant that changed my life. Changed my life forever. Everybody think that rich get richer. That's not true. They just know the tax codes.
Amen.
That are legal.
Right.
And you should know them too. And we take advantage of them.
Again, they're thinking bigger, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
One dimensional, right?
But Vic, I want to know those two properties. If you go and get home warranties, I don't care who you use, and then go back and say, look, I'll pay every time $75, and then I'll take it off your rent. It'll change your life. So you're not jumping up from the dinner table with the most important asset you have is your family.
Mhm.
Well, we appreciate you, Mike. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on our call in the morning.
All right. Thank y'all.
Guys,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Go dogs.
Thank
Go
you.
dogs. Yes. And go impact people.
Yes.
Go make a difference in someone's life.
We'll see you guys later, all right? Bye, everybody.